Hello everyone, and peace of Christ to all of you. Please invite your friends, and I hope my voice is coming good and clear. Today we are going to have halal fun, as usual. Yesterday, or 24 hours ago almost, we have a Muhammadan from India. He grew a long beard, and he is studying Islam in one topic just to refute me, And then he called me, and disaster happened as usual. Things happen. But I don't really care about this person. I feel sorry for him. Today our topic is the same, but with some questions, which is very important. If you remember when this guy, he called me, he said the following, just to refresh your memory. Anyone? He will call me and we will see.
Skype is dead.
Move the video a little bit. Okay. Here we go.
Okay, actually, I'm calling you today for something I saw in your video from last week live.
All right.
And not about what you're talking right now.
Can we talk about this black stone first, and then we go there, if you don't mind?
I don't have expertise on this subject.
You don't have any what?
Expertise on this particular subject.
Why? Aren't you a Muslim?
Yes, I am a Muslim. I'm calling particularly
okay.
about
your prophet is the black stone?
Again, I do not have expertise on this particular subject.
I'm saying, so why you are not, so how come you are expert about a different story, but you are not expert in this story? What happened? You are growing your beard for no reason?
Listen, you asked me if any Abdul who is confident or who is brave to call, whether it is at whatever level of knowledge he has.
Let us make it simple. Have you ever heard, I will go to your topic, the one you chose, no problem. But have you ever heard that Muslims, and your prophet kissed the black stone?
I do not want to talk about that. Can you respect that?
Just give me a few, 1 minute from your time, your prices, like just 1 minute. What do you think about this? Give me any answer. You think it's right. Why your prophet kissed the black stone?
Well, if I give you any information that's not appropriate, I will be held accountable for that. I do not want to be held accountable.
You are a growing man.
Yes.
This is the problem with Mohammedans. They're afraid to say even their opinion about their belief. He will be held accountable. Well, what does that mean? He's terrified. So he want to talk only about specific thing. He knew now he is sure from the answer. The other one can cause him trouble. He can give an answer, but can be a problem later. Islam is savage religion. What will happen to you if you, let us say, you gave a wrong answer? But anyway, he insists, and why he insists? Because he studied that case only specifically today for me.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Listen,
I want you to give
here's
me
the reason
of a growing man.
Here's the reason I want to talk to you about. Okay. The Quran says, "I invite you to the way with certain knowledge, with knowledge of certainty." I'm not very certain about the questions that you're raising this week, but I have done my homework for the subject of al-Khidr, and I would like to address that.
Yeah, but
do you feel that it's fair for us to discuss on that?
No problem. But you just said to me there's a verse in the Quran saying you should not believe in something is not certainty.
No, I said I invite.
No, he said the Quran says. He said the Quran says. You see, this is why Muslims, they prefer to speak to somebody else, because anything they will say is going to be used against them. He just said the Quran says, don't believe in things without certainty, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And then I asked him, the Quran says that where, suddenly he denied, he did not say that. You just said that a second ago. This is why the Muhammadan, they enjoy talking to others, but they don't enjoy talking to me, because with others, they can put all the garbage you want. And the Christians on the other side is not even listening, You need to listen carefully to what they say. It's not just to give him the microphone and the guy, he keep talking for 20 minutes and now 10 minutes for me. He says something, stop. What is that? Continue. Yeah?
I invite you
Yeah.
with the knowledge of certainty. So when I've come here inviting you and
okay.
everyone who's
so
watching,
you have a knowledge of certainty. Okay, what is that? Go ahead.
with respect to Al-Khidr in last week video,
All right.
you said a few things that were quite offensive, but keeping the offensive side,
No, give
there
me
were
the
a few things
offensive.
that
Give me
were
the offensive.
logical.
No problem. We are here. We give you freedom, my friend, to say
That's
whatever.
all right.
you
Let me allow me, not interrupt me. Allow me to state what I want to state,
Hmm.
and then we can discuss about the other things as well.
Okay.
So, with respect to what was logical, is that you did raise a few logical questions as to why does Quran, which says that you should not kill an innocent, allow Khidr to kill, and why didn't Moses, who should have done something about it, didn't do anything about it?
Okay.
This you pointed out as a clear contradiction in the Quran.
Okay.
And that you raised a few questions about why was the innocent child killed, and that Quran teaches killing innocent children.
I lost you. Yes.
You said that Quran teaches killing innocent children. That was your accusation against the Quran.
All right.
This is referring to Al-Kahf, chapter 18, verse 74, that you referred back then, and you even pointed out to the verse where Musa, peace be upon him, was questioning Al-Khidr.
All right.
About killing the child. So before we move into the context, this is your claim that Al-Khidr killed an innocent child, and that Quran allows you to, or teaches you to kill innocent children.
All right.
And Musa being a Muslim, Al-Khidr being a Muslim, and the child being a Muslim, and Musa didn't do anything about it. While he should have done something about it, being the prophet and everything. So I want to take back then you even kind of dismissed a lot of things that I could have talked about. So I did a little bit of research. So here's what I would like you to know. And all those who are listening, this is in context, Surah Al-Kahf in Quran, chapter 18, verse 65 to 82. This is the entire context. What you picked was one verse, which was verse 74, just to show that Musa was questioning someone, that he killed somebody.
Okay.
So looking at the context, let's first understand that this context is talking about Musa, who was being corrected by Musa alayhi salam, peace be upon him, being corrected for something he claimed. When he was giving a speech to his people, Bani Israel, they asked him a question, who is the most knowledgeable among the people? And he said, I am the most knowledgeable among the people. Reference, Jami at-Tirmidhi, hadith number 3149. You can look it up. If you want, you can do that now. You can do that later.
I know it by heart. Okay.
Great. And then Allah said to Prophet Moses that you should have attributed that knowledge to Allah. There are people who are more knowledgeable than you. So Al-Khidr was the person whom he pointed out to take the lesson. And when he wanted to find out how he can meet, he was given a detailed description.
Okay, listen to this, guys. Moses is the prophet of Allah, supposedly. You see, Muhammad is a fraud. He lived with the Jews. Suddenly, Moses became a prophet for in his agenda. He lived with the Christians. Suddenly, Isa became a prophet in his agenda. He lived with the Sabian prophets and gods. They became his gods in his agenda. This guy is like Obama. He is a Jew with the Jew. He's a Muslim with the Muslim. He's a Christian with the Christian. In the same time, he is an atheist with the atheist. And he is a homosexual with the homosexual. He is a straight with the straight. Muhammad is no different. So, Muhammad is a fool who heard the stories. Those are stories the Jews, they tell to their children. And they are not even, the story is not even like that. Muhammad, he mixed between two stories. One about a person, his name is Gilgamesh. And the other one is about a person, his name is Moses. And none of them is true. Both stories are fictions. And as usual, Muhammad, he take any stories, he like it, he put it in his book, and he claimed that Allah is the one who told him the story. If we look at the story, as this gentleman, he said, Musa, he said, I am the most knowledgeable. Allah, he got him busted. He says, no, you are not. You are not. Okay, who? He said to him, there is a person, his name is Al-Khadr. And now it's time to send you to school. Allah decided to send Al-Khadr, sorry, Musa's, to school so he can learn from Al-Khadr. That's what this guy, he said to us. Listen carefully again.
Have done something about it, being the prophet and everything. So I want to take, back then you even kind of dismissed a lot of things that I could have talked about. So I did a little bit of research. So here's what I would like you to know. And all those who are listening, this is in context, Surah Al-Kahf in Quran, chapter 18, verse 65 to 82. This is the entire context. What you picked was one verse, which was verse 74, just to show that Musa was questioning someone, that he killed somebody.
Okay.
So looking at the context, let's first understand that this context is talking about Musa, who was being corrected by Musa alayhi salam, peace be upon him, being corrected for something he claimed. When he was giving a speech to his people, Bani Israel, they asked him a question, who is the most knowledgeable among the people? And he said, I am the most knowledgeable among the people. Reference, Jami at-Tirmidhi, hadith number 3149. You can look it up. If you want, you can do that now. You can do that later.
I know it by heart. Okay.
Great. And then Allah said to Prophet Moses that you should have attributed that knowledge to Allah. There are people who are more knowledgeable than you. So Al-Khidr was the person whom he pointed out to take the lesson. And when he wanted to find out how he can meet, he was given a detailed description. The description, which involves certain particular specific instructions that he should carry a fish, and when the fish disappears,
like what?
He should carry a fish in a basket, and where the fish will disappear at a point where the waters meet, you will find the person whom you want to talk to.
So when the fish will touch the fountain of youth or the fountain of life, the fish will come to life, right?
See, you are adding something to my context. Let me give you the context, and we can discuss about this thing as well, because we're talking about verse 65 to 82. That's a big context.
But you are the one who mentioned hadith, right? It's you who mentioned hadith. So we can share hadith at the same time, correct? So as long as you mention hadith, I can share hadith. So you said he gave him a sign that you carry with you a fish, but you did not tell us what will happen to the fish. Is the fish going to go to come to life?
The hadith specifies that where the fish disappears is where you will find the person that you're seeking.
Does the fish touch the fountain of life, water, and come back to life?
See, hadith, it means whatever the prophet said.
I know what hadith is, my friend. Why you are trying to rephrase? I'm asking you.
You asked me a question, I'm answering.
The fish,
you should allow me the freedom to answer it
properly. How the fish will come back?
All right, we will stop here. And I will open my Skype to give a chance to the Muslims to call us and tell us why Allah he sent Musa to school and what Musa he earned from that. Because you will see how stupid this religion is. And the reason we want Muslims to call us Muhammadans, and I want somebody he knows the topic very well, the smartest between you Muslims, Muhammadans. I challenge any Muhammadan to tell us, is this a story, is a smart story, or made by a fool? Is it a smart story, or a story made by a foolish person? Actually, Mr. Imran, I see him right now, he is in Skype. He can call me if he's listening, I don't know. Any Muslim can tell us what exactly Musa's learned from this? Let us see if Mr. Imran will call. Any Muhammadan? Somebody asking me, what do you think about the Mormon? The Mormon are cult like Muhammad. Why you want to be confused? It's exactly the same garbage. A guy, angels, they came to him, nobody saw them, they gave him a book, he translated the book and he gave them back the book. I'm confused. Well, if you are confused, it's mean you have no, you are not Christian. A true Christian will not be confused about such a silly cult like the Mormon or Mohammedan. Do we have any Mohammedan would like to call us? What exactly Moses learned from this school? Allah, he sent Moses to school. What he learned? Waiting for any Mohammedan to tell us, let us go to the Quran. The yellow pages of Muhammad. We will notice here the story of Al-Khadr. The chapter, or the cave chapter, by the way, Al-Kahf, is one of the most fantastic chapters in the Quran, because it is the easiest way to prove Islam to be the most stupid cult fabricated stories ever. Let us open the chapter. When this guy, he called me, he said that I did not show the whole story, because the whole story, you can, the whole story is stupid anyway, but the most important part of it is killing the child. Making a hole in the boat is not really important as killing a child. He's a Muslim child. So, when Allah, he sent Moses to find Al-Khadr, the first question you ask yourself, where is Al-Khadr? And if you read the Quran, and this is the chapter 18 in front of us, you will find that the story has no contradiction, no introduction. Suddenly, the Quran talking about something weird. You can read it from the beginning to the end. Suddenly, nothing prevented men from believing. Now when guidance has came to them, okay, and from asking forgiveness, okay, except the ways of the ancient be repeated to them. But isn't it, this is a fabulous story from the ancient? And then he says, and we send not messengers except as a giver of a glad tidings. So why Muhammad want to slaughter everybody? Is that a glad tidings? I'm going to kill you. And the warners. Muhammad was not warning. Muhammad, he give you 3 days, you convert or you die. But those who disbelieve dispute with false argument. Okay, how our argument is false? And then you read the story, a false argument, guys, the sperm come from the backbone of the man. Is that a false argument? This is the argument of who? We have a God, his name is Allah. He says the sperm comes from the backbone. Christian Prince laugh at it. Who is the one making false argument? We have a book says women have a sperm coming from their ribs, from the location of the necklace specifically. Quran accused that to be a false argument. Christian Prince, he laughed at this answer. The sun set in murky water. The Muslims, they try to fix it. They say it appears, it sounds like it's a, but it's not Allah saying. No, it's Allah saying you are a liar. And Muhammad confirmed it in the hadith. Duct tape religion, they try to fix it. So false argument, but they cannot refute the argument. This is how false it is. And then you read the verse after it. This guy, he said to us, the story starts from verse number 56. Where is 56? There's no 56. I mean, there's nothing about Moses here. Okay, we go to 57. There's nothing about Moses here. Okay, we go to number 58. There's there's nothing about Moses there. And then suddenly, you know, and here he says, and those towns, you know, like etc. He don't even tell us which town. Muslims, they have to add it between two brackets. We destroy them when they did wrong. Okay, but Muslims do not know where those towns are. It's just names. And then remember, suddenly here we go. Remember, okay, how they remember? Do those people know the story? Did anyone heard this story before? Yes, remember, that's why he's saying, remember, it's an ancient story, it's a fabulous story, it's a fiction story, it's a kid's story. And remember when Moses said to his servant, I will not give up until I reach the junctions of the two seas. Okay, well, hold on. So what is, when the journey started? It's like, you know, going to the movie in the middle of it. And then they start the movie with saying, Moses saying to his servant, I will not give up. I need to find the junctions of the two seas. Like, so didn't we know who is this person first and where they are going? And where is the story? The guy, he told us that Moses, he made a speech. And then one person asked him, who are you? You know, are you, who is the most knowledgeable? Are you the most knowledgeable? He said, yes, I am the most knowledgeable. What is the story? The Quran jumped to the middle of the story. This is why when some Abduls, they say, we can follow the Quran only. Sorry guys, the screen was not but anyway, here we go. This is verse number 56. There's nothing there about Moses. This is verse number 57. There's nothing about Moses. This is the one talk about they didn't accept because of their argument, false argument, as you see. And this is 57, nothing about Moses. And this is 58, nothing about Moses. And this is 59, there's nothing about Moses. And then suddenly, I remember when Moses said to his servant, Muhammad, he started the movie from the end. What is the story? Are we following, people? If Allah is telling us the story, shouldn't he tell the story? What is the story? Suddenly, the director of the Hollywood movie, it's like an Indian movie, you know, starts suddenly two people singing, hey, hey, la, 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 and then 10,000 appear from the middle of nowhere. This is Indian movie. Shouldn't you tell us what happened? What is the conversation the guy was telling us in the video that Moses, he said, I am the most knowledgeable, and Allah wanted to correct him, so he said to him, no, there is somebody. Shouldn't this be in the Quran? How come only this part in the Quran? And how we will understand now what happened, and why Musa is now looking for two seas. And what two seas is that? The junctions of the two seas. Find it. What junctions of the two seas? And then you go trying to find the junctions of the two seas, just to show you the stupidity of the religion. If we ask the Muhammadan now, where is the location of the junctions of the two seas? The one Musa is looking for. Because there's many junctions. Is that Panama? Where is that? Is that the Red Sea? What junctions of two seas? What does that mean? Is that Constantinia? The Black Sea and the Mediterranean Sea? Is that the Red Sea and the Mediterranean Sea? Is that the Persian Sea? And what so we go to the interpretation. You will see the Muslims are putting their finger in their mouth and they are sucking it, trying to find out where is the place. So how Moses was able to find out? Now we have satellite. If you say to me, go and find Al-Khadr, okay, I will find Al-Khadr when you take with you a fish. This is what the guy, he said to us, take with you a fish. He did not even give him direction. He did not give him an address. He did not give him a name of a city. He says, go and find Al-Khadr. Okay, how we will find Al-Khadr? Take with you a fish. So if you want to go, let us go to the video, hold on. Where we will find the location, take with you a fish. What the heck? So I can go in direction, does any direction doesn't matter? Yes, just take with you a fish. And by the way, it's not a fish, it's a wheel. Back to life, because this is how they will know the location, correct?
You are not allowing me to answer. When I'm trying to answer
conversation, consider yourself. The funny, the fountain of life. All this time he is talking, and now he is saying you are not allowing me to answer. The second you say a statement, the Muslim, he cry, he say, you are not allowing me to answer, or you are not answering. Life, okay. The fish will come to life, right?
See, you are adding something to my context. Let me give you the context, and we can discuss about this thing as well, because we're talking about verse 65 to 82. That's a big context.
But you are the one who mentioned hadith, right? It's you who mentioned hadith. So we can share hadith at the same time, correct? So as long as you mention hadith, I can share hadith. So you said he gave him a sign that you carry with you a fish, but you did not tell us what will happen to the fish. Is the fish going to go to come to life?
The hadith specifies that where the fish disappears is where you will find the person that you're seeking.
Does the fish touch the fountain of life, water?
So how you find the direction? This is a prophet of God, sent by God for a mission, and now just walk. Walk where? Walk in direction of Europe, direction of Africa, or direction of Asia. Where? Because remember, Moses is in the middle of the Middle East. So he can just go to the north. He is going to go to Europe. Go to the south. He is going to Africa. Going to the east, he can keep going until he go to China. So where he will go? Oh, just take a fish with you. Look, this is school. How we find the school? Take a fish with us, and that is a whale. It is a whale.
Back to life.
See, hadith, it means whatever the prophet said.
I know what hadith is, my friend. Why you are trying to rephrase? I'm asking you.
You asked me a question, I'm answering.
The fish come back to life. How the fish will come back to life? Because this is how they will know the location, correct?
You are not allowing me to answer. When I'm trying to answer
conversation, consider yourself drinking coffee with me. We don't want to jump over things. We want people to have full understanding.
I'm sorry, what's your name? What's your name?
Christian.
Okay.
And this is what is sometimes is really silly. A person, he called you and he was watching your videos for a century and he knew your name, Christian Prince, and then he asked you, what's your name? Like I'm talking to who? Oh, okay, I forgot. Yeah, this is Muhammad. He was bewitched. Now he remember what's your name?
Okay. Well, Christian.
Yeah.
You
didn't. First of all, you didn't allow me to give the context. I was.
All this talk, I did not give him the chance to give the context. He told us about who a person. He told him, "Are you the most knowledgeable?" Allah told him, "Oh, the whole story," and I'm not telling him. I'm not giving him a chance.
I was hoping that you would respect me
enough to give full context. I want you to give us full coverage of the story, so people will know.
Yes.
As long as we started from where, from the beginning, etc. So I'm asking you, Allah, if you gave them the sign, my friend. I like to go over details. Does it hurt you? Does it hurt you? To be honest, be honest with me. Does it hurt you to give us more details? So Allah, he told them to carry a fish. Okay, what the fish will do? Tell us what the fish will do.
What you're doing is you're interrupting me.
I'm not. I want you to give us the whole story, not a part of the story. So
you haven't.
Allah, did you mention to me that Allah, he told them carry with you a fish? Did you mention that?
Yes.
Okay, what the fish will do? Go ahead.
Where the fish disappears, he will find
how the fish will disappear.
how the fish will disappear is not something that is given to him as a sign. The sign that's given is where the fish will disappear.
See, they will not answer. That's why they fear to call me, because every single question count, and it's very serious. How the fish will disappear? It's not how the fish disappear is a sign, is the fish disappearing, because how the fish will disappear? We have a dead fish. It's not a fish, it's a whale again. In a basket. I never heard of somebody, Musa must be a giant to carry a whale in a basket. And the sign is, it's not important. The sign is the fish disappearing. And how disappeared is not important. No, it's important. You don't want to talk about it because it's embarrassment. Muhammad was teaching people that there's a fountain of youth, a fountain of life. And this is how people come back to life. Until now, we have 0 Muslim trying to contact us in Skype. All right? They're afraid, I understand. So there is a fish. Okay, take with you a whale. This is what it says in Arabic. But the story started with saying, وَإِذَا قَالَ Musa, it doesn't say remember, by the way, and when Musa said, even the word not remember is not there. When Musa said to his servant, what is the word boy? Fata is young. Anyway, I will not give you up, okay, until I reach the junctions of the 2 seas. But where Allah, he said to him, go to this direction and the junctions of the 2 seas. They will say to you, that can be found in the hadith. So why is in the Quran? Why the story is cut off in the Quran? Maybe the goat ate that part? Because obviously here the story is cut off. Those guys already, obviously, traveling for a long period, to the point, Musa is saying, I'm not going to give up. You say that when you are really, at least somebody with you is giving up. Like, we don't find it. You don't say, I'm not going to give up unless you suffer from finding what you are looking for. So I will not give up until I reach the junctions of the 2 seas. Okay. Even if I spend years and years in traveling. So here we notice that Moses is a messenger of God and he is a leader of his nation. And now Moses is going camping and hiking, looking for knowledge. Sadguru, the one who speaks too much, he say nothing. It is time to send Moses to learn so he can be a guru. Guru Musa is going to learn from Guru Al-Khadr. And Guru Al-Khadr is nowhere to be found. Allah did not give Muhammad and Musa an address. The only thing he knew that he need to take with him a whale. And when the whale escape, how the whale will escape, they don't want to talk about it because it's embarrassment. Let us go to the hadith so we can laugh. This is the story here. This is the story this Abdul he was reading for us from. This is what he studied, you know. Like he took him to some time to study and he was now like focus. Right? So it was said to him, keep a salted fish. It's a salted fish. But in Arabic it says hutan malihan, which means salted whale, not a fish. Then take with you salted fish. Okay, who said that to him? Thereupon he said, my Lord, direct me to him. It was said to him, supposedly Allah talking, keep us salted, we will go with the fish for now, as a provision for your journey. So the salted fish is to eat it. Okay. The place where that fish would be lost, you will find that man. Look at this amazing story. You take with you a fish, take with you a sardine. When the sardine disappeared, the man is there. So he set forth where? Okay, well, take with you a fish to where? I mean, who is the crazy here? At least say to him, go north. At least say to him, go south. Just walk and take with you a fish. Dead fish? Shouldn't you say, go to Morocco, go to Egypt, go to Saudi Arabia at that time, the Arabian Peninsula? Anyway, just where he will go with the fish. Anyway, just take a fish. So he set forth, and a young slave along with him, until they came to the place there's a rock. I mean, look at this translation here. I mean, this idiot who translated the thing, he thinks this is a name. Sakhra. Sakhra is a rock. Why you don't translate? But this is a sakhra where supposedly something will happen there. But he did not find any clue. So he proceeded on and left that young man there. Okay. The fish began to stir in water, and the water was assumed the form of an ark over the fish. So what? What is that? What? Any Muhammadan can tell us what's going on? Assume what? And so the fish began to stir in water, and the water assumed the form of an ark over the fish. Where is the water coming from? What the story here saying, they arrived to a rock. They did not find any clue. Where is the water coming from? Suddenly, you just put water there. And now the fish is swimming in the water. Continue. The young man said, I should meet Allah apostle and inform him. But he was made to forget. Look at this drama. Allah made him forget. Maybe not Allah, maybe Shaitan. We will see later. Which is the same. And when they had gone beyond, and look, guys, look at this story. The dead fish or the dead whale start moving. The servant, he decided to tell his master, well, I should tell my master the fish is moving. He forgot. I mean, this is happening every day, that we have a dead whale for maybe a year or maybe a month or maybe a week, and then it start moving. He forgot to tell. I mean, they are together next to each other in a trip. What do you mean he made to be forgotten? This story is not even good for kids. This is the servant and this is his master, and they are in a journey and they are together in the same place. It's not like the guy in his bedroom. How he forgot? He was made to forget, brother. He was made. Allahu Akbar. Okay, so he saw the fish moving, brother, and he made to be forget to tell him. Okay. Conspiracy theory. Musa said to the young man, bring breakfast. Like, what the heck? Bring breakfast? It was morning then. Finally, there's some information. It was morning. So they spent the whole night there. We have been exhausted because of the journey. And Moses was not exhausted until he had crossed that particular place. Look at this, guys, how much energy he have. When he arrived there, he felt exhausted. Allah wanted him to settle down there. It's a destiny. So, until he arrived there to meet Al-Khidr. And then the youth was reminded and said, didn't you see as we reach the Sakhra, which means the rock, he forgot the fish? What the heck? He forgot the fish. But look what happened. Moses is asking the guy to prepare a breakfast. Moses want to eat the fish, which Allah told him, keep it until you lose it. So Moses is breaking the command of Allah. He want to eat the only GPS he have. Allah gave him a GPS. It is the dead fish. Moses now is hungry. He want to eat the GPS. And this is why the servant, he remember, oh, I forgot to tell you, the yeah, the breakfast is gone. What? The breakfast, the fish. Okay. But why Moses want to eat the breakfast of the fish, which is Allah's sign for him? Isn't this is the GPS, the only way to find the guy? He want to eat it. What an idiot. So he said, you know, when we arrived to the Sakhra, which means the rock, I forgot the fish, and Satan alone, who was made me forgetful. Forgetful? I like this word, forgetful. Of it, Shaitan. It was Shaitan, brother. It looked like destiny controlled by, not by Allah, only controlled by Shaitan. Isn't you Muslim, you say that everything happened to you, done to you, is made by Allah? So how Shaitan made him forget? I will tell you. Allah make Shaitan make you forget. Okay. Yeah. Crazy glue. It is strange that he has been able to find the way to the ocean too. Look how he knew this. The guy, he lost the fish. How he knew now that the fish is in the ocean and find his way to the ocean. So suddenly there is water, and then suddenly there's an ocean. He said, this is what we sought for us. Then they return, retracting their steps. And then the companion, he pointed to him the location where the fish had been lost. Moses began to search him there. He suddenly saw Al-Khidr warped in a cloth and laying on his back. Oh boy. Al-Khidr laying on his back. Take a note. Prophet of Allah, they lay in their back, not in their side. There's a fatwa, by the way, about you should not lay in your belly, because if you do that, Shaitan will do boom boom to you. Genie. He said to him, Assalamu alaikum. Look at this. The Khidr speak Arabic. Oh, speak Hebrew, sorry. He removed his clothes from his face. The guy is covering his face, like in the movies, you know. And he said, Wa alaykum salam. Who are you? Look at the question, like, who are you? He said, Moses, I am Moshe Habibi. He said, who is Moshe Habibi? He said, Moshe from the children of Israel. He said, what brought you here? Look at the investigation now. It's a deep investigation. He said, I have come so that you may teach me what you have been taught of righteousness. Stop. So the purpose to come here is to learn righteousness. Any Muslim have a comment? Any Muhammadan? What is the purpose of Moses to come here? To learn righteousness. Astonishing. Now let us jump to the Quran to learn the righteousness which Al-Khadr is going to teach Moses, and try not to die laughing. So when they arrive to the junctions of the two seas, which God knows where, actually, hold on. I wanted to show you where the junctions of the two seas, just to show you how the Muslims they try to figure out their religion. This is in chapter 18, verse number 61. 1861. We go here. Look at the interpretation, brother. Look at the interpretation, science. And when they reach the point where the two meet, the two what? Between the two seas, like where is that? Because they don't know. And this is the interpretation. You are just reading again the verse. This is the interpretation of Ibn Abbas, the cousin of the Prophet. But he did not give any interpretation. He just read the verse again. We changed a different guy. Let us see another Abdul. Jalalain. Here we have more details. Alhamdu to Allah and Al-Uzza. So when they reach the junctions, the juncture between the two seas, they forgot their fish. Joshua, the guy, his name is Joshua. Where do you get the name from? No introduction, just take it. He forgot his luggage, leaving behind at the moment of departure. Departure. Okay, that sounds like an airplane. And Moses forgot to remind him. Double homicide. The guy, he forgot, and Moses forgot. So the fish made its way to the sea. Like how the fish made its way to the sea? I mean, how the fish can walk to the sea? Or the whale? That is formed it through God forming it. By boring that like through a bower with the passages that long enclosed. Like what the heck? I'm getting dizzy here. That's amazing miracle. And you said to me there's no miracles in the Quran? And this was so because God exalted be he held back the flow of the water, preventing it from engulfing the fish. That's deep. That's deep. And its water would draw from around it the fish, and remain us like a cleft without closing. Wow! So the fish jump in the water, but look what happened, brother. The water split to open the way to the fish, and the water never come back. It became like an arrow in the top, or like a rainbow. Closing that was beneath in a cleft stood still. You know what? I think this is not enough. I need to see what Ibn Kathir he say about this. Hold on. He is smarter than those because he is coming from a newer generation. He's like a YouTuber of his time. Yeah, this is exactly Ibn Kathir. He tried to fix the stupidity in his religion by lying. The biggest liar ever, Ibn Kathir. He is the YouTuber of his time, trying to refute the Christians and how they laugh at him. I mean, Muhammad. So we go, let's see, I will put it in the screen for you. Give me a second. We go to... where is Ibn Kathir? Here we go. Okay, we open Ibn Kathir 18. It's fun, isn't it? I'm sure many of you now feel like, you know, going back on time when you were a kid watching Mickey Mouse. This is Mickey. Mouse is coming. Okay. All right, here, this is Ibn Kathir here. He had been commanded to carry salted fish with him, and it had been said to him, when you lose the fish, it will be a sign that you have reached the right place. So they set out and traveled until reached the junctions of the two seas, where there was a spring called Ainul Hayat. The guy, he refused to talk about it in the video. Remember, I asked him? Because it's an embarrassment. The spring of life. Somebody call the pirate of the Caribbean and tell them right now, we found the fountain of youth. If you like to drink from it, we have some of it in the tafsir of Ibn Kathir and the hadith of Muhammad. The spring of life is here. You want some? I will send it to you all the way to Kashmir. The spring of life is here. So this is how the fish come back to life, the whale, because simply come in touch with the water of a spring of life, which nobody come in touch with it and not come back to life. Actually, this is why I'm alive. By the way, I died long time ago, long centuries ago. But what happened, brother, I know the location of the spring of life. So I went there, you know, I told my friends, when I die, take me there, so put some drops in my, you know, nose and my toes. And then, you know, I became alive, and now I'm alive forever. So here it says, there was a spring called Al-Hayat. Al-Hayat in Arabic means the life. Ainul Hayat. Ain in Arabic means eye. But we use the same word for a spring, like eye of a water, you know, eye of a spring of water. So Ainul Hayat, the spring of life, and they went to sleep there, and the fish felt the drop of that water. So it come back to life. Look at this. Look at this. Hold on, hold on. I want to go back to the Quran. I want to go back to the Quran. Is that the Quran who says that we Christians, we have false argument? Did the Quran says that the reason we don't believe because we have a false argument? In verse number 55. Read with me, read with me, read. Why they don't believe? Why? Why they don't believe? Because they have false argument. It's obvious. It's us who have false argument. Muhammad is telling the truth. Allah is a true God. There's a fountain of youth. And if a drop of water fell in your fish, dead whale, your whale will come back. Don't take your mother-in-law there after the funeral, okay? Finally, you get rid of her. What the heck? And supposedly we are the one who have a false argument. False argument. We do have false argument. And you do have a true argument. That there is a prophet, his name is Moshe. He was sent to school. He did not know the address. He take with him a fish. The fish is dead and salted. He put it in a basket. When he walk in the street, walking down street, la 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 la, carry my fish. Why you carry your fish? This is my GPS at that time. So they have false argument. We Muslims, we have the true argument. Okay. Okay, Christian Prince, do you have a salted whale? No. See, you have a false argument. Now, being honest with you, how many of you is convinced that Quran is coming from the true God? It is from the true God, brother. And actually, that Abdul, he said to me, I take only what the Prophet said, that the guy who said the fountain of youth or fountain of life, it was a guy, his name is Sufyan. Go back to the video, please. And this guy, he put this picture there because he knew he's going to be famous. I mean, I think he took a picture. He took us a lot of money. Look at the jacket. Look at them. I mean, the smile. My friend, the smile. You became famous. Okay.
I want to learn from you how the fish will disappear.
However, that is up to Allah. How He will make things work
so is it true,
is up to Him.
So is it true that some of the fountain of youth or life, water, fall in the fish and then the fish come to life? Yes or no?
That is the saying of one of the Sahabi, one of the companions of the Prophet. The Prophet himself did not say that. But it is a part of the hadith.
Okay,
so I will not deny that.
So the companion, he said, but isn't the companion reporting what the Prophet said?
No, not that part.
Not that part. So where the companion learned their stories from?
See, the hadith, that's why I was going to give you the definition of the hadith. When we talk about the hadith, it is traditionally what has been narrated. In the hadith itself, the one that I'm quoting from Jamia Tirmidhi 3149, where Ibn Abbas said that so-and-so, like Nauf al-Bakali, claimed that Musa alayhi salam was not the Musa of Bani Israel when he went to meet Al-Khidr. But the part that you are specifically talking about, where the fish will become alive, is mention of Sufyan, one of the narrators, who said, but he's not quoting the Prophet. The Sufyan.
No, he is quoting the Prophet, because first of all, nobody says to him where you get this from. Secondly, Muhammad, he mentioned that in many places. As an example, let me find you a different hadith. Here we go. This is Sahih Muslim. And this is the one is talking here is Muhammad. Sahih Muslim 182a. As you see in the screen. All mankind, they will be resurrected from death by the water of life, which is going to be ejaculate. And this is why this guy, you remember this guy, what his name? Abu Layth, Mufti Layth. The Muslim gets so upset from him when he wear the umbrella, he put the umbrella in his head because Allah will ejaculate. So here, the people who they are dead, will sprinkle over them the water called the water of life. And that will bring them back from the dead. And when they pour the water of life on them, they will come down, they come up like the same as a plant come from the ground. So when this Abdul, he says, this is not the Prophet saying that. Well, your Prophet is obsessed with the fountain of life. And if you go and read the story of Gilgamesh, you will see that Gilgamesh was looking for the fountain of life. And he found it in Al-Bahrain. Exactly as it says in the Quran. You see in the Quran, it says, they translate the word Bahrain as the two seas, but in Arabic is not two seas. It means two seas, yes. Bahrain is a location. It's called, the country is called Bahrain. There's a country, it's called Bahrain. This is the country we're talking about. This is where Gilgamesh, he went there to find the fountain of youth. So here, when it says, I remember when Musa said to his boy servant, I'm not going to leave until I arrive to the, to the two seas. The fact it is Bahrain in Arabic. This is what Bahrain, the name of the country, mean. Bahrain.